What image do you have of Akihabara? This town is well known to be an electric town or a mixture of separation. However, Akihabara is also a gourmet town where a lot of fine food restaurants of wide variety are gathered. In 2000, Akihabara became a tourist city which gathered attention from all over the world as a maker of otaku culture or subculture. Famous for making of comics, anime, or animated film and video games. At the same time, the town functioned as a center of IT industry, and many businesses came in. As the number of visitors and workers in Akihabara rapidly increased, the number of restaurants increased in a short period. Also, there was Kanda vegetable and fruit market, the biggest vegetable and fruit market in Japan, in front of present JR Akihabara Station from 1928 to 1989. Fresh vegetables and fruits from throughout Japan were on the market of about 60 years. Some restaurants loved by the market workers from that time will keep their business going and make the area of restaurants in this town richer and more interesting. This tour recommends 10 restaurants in Akihabara that carefully selected by an Akihabara interested. First, the taxi heads for a side street lined with small shops via JR Akihabara Station. While running, let me tell you brief how Akihabara has come to be called a measure of otaku or a measure of subculture. Until 40 years ago, Akihabara was the leading town of home electrical appliances in the world. Many electrical appliance stores are gathered and sold the latest models of television, refrigerator, air conditioner, and audio products. The many people came to the town to buy those products. Also, foreign people who came to Japan for sightseeing or business visit Akihabara to buy made-in-Japan brand goods of high quality and expensive. That made good sewers, thus Akihabara flourished more and more. Then storage stage with personal computer and delivery became the main street of the town, and Akihabara became Pasco or personal computer town that attracted many PC lovers. Many of PC lovers also love the message of comedy. However, for children these days, manga, anime, video games do not mean subject culture and more much main culture, a part of their ordinary life. For them, Akihabara may be more special by a maker of otaku in the future. You will see the letters. You will see the letters ATRE1 Ultra 1 on the building just in front of you. It is a station building opened in 2012. This improved the image of Akihabara Station a lot so that female visitors feel comfortable. Event collaborating with animation are often held here. Step on here and you will decide now you are in Akihabara. On the left-hand side is the Akihabara Radio Kaigan, the most well-known landmark in Akihabara with a big yellow sign. If you took a look at the shops inside, you can tell what are now in Akihabara. This is the very birthplace of PC in Japan, where NEC sold the first microcomputer kit named TK-80 in 1976. Present Radio Kaigan hosts many pop culture shops within Akihabara. Look at your right side. Inside of the building is Parts Market, the orange of Akihabara Electric Town. There is no other place in the world where electric parts and diverse shops concentrate like this. Everybody enjoy making things by hand. That contributes to the general development of Japan. You see a lot of duty-free store buildings around the station. In front of you is Chiyo Central Street. This is the main street of Akihabara with the very image of a macro-photog. Some visitors come to Akihabara to just take pictures of the street and get satisfied. Now coming into view in traveling direction is Bansebashi Bridge over Kanda River. Behind the bridge, can you see red brick arched construction? That is the 11th railway of GR Chiyo Line. Once there was Bansebashi Station there, being a terminal station where passengers changed trains or trams. The city was always built with many people. The old red brick arches and stairs add attraction to the factory where shops and cafes of certain taste arouse your introduction. Look at in front of you. You can see ordinary white sub line. The element of the sub line was expensive from Ryokoku to Ochanomizu in 1933. Its height is the same level with the three stores building. Far higher than the Yamanote line, another elevated railway. People came all the way to have a look over them. There is beautiful arch space, Hatagocho neighbor. You can see that later. Now, Onoda is on your left side. This is a duty-free store. Later you will enjoy visitor rating expression at this store. The taxi is going toward the back street. In a short time, the first shop will be coming into view on your left side. Now let me introduce the first restaurant of Akihabara food lovers' recommendation. This is Torikesuke, a ramen noodle shop. Do you like lamb? Japanese ramen, first introduced from China, evolved in unique ways in Japan. Now ramen is loved and well known as one of representation quiz in Japan by many people in the world. There are so many different tastes of ramen with different soups such as salt, soy sauce, and miso-based base, as well as different thick of noodle. Different ramen shops offer different ramen, and you will be attracted by the delicious and deep world of ramen. Among many ramen shops in Akihabara, this Torikesuke is very exclusive and offers the one and only ramen. The menu to boast about of this shop is broth of ramen topped with roasted chicken leg. The appearance of the menu is full of impact and so special, so you also should be excited. The creamy soup with rich chicken broth is so tasty. Other menus are also popular. For example, ramen with simple sauce-based soup base of fish and chicken both, and tsukemen, ramen noodle service separated with very rich sauce. Try any menu of this shop, and you will never forget this unique ramen shop. Now on your right side in the elevated railway of the soup line. The reason why so many railways were elected was because Meiji government ordered as such in order to avoid boosting traffic by leaving the ground. Next, let me introduce a so-called idol country in Akihabara, on the 7th floor of Baseball Building with a red sign board up a sign of your right on the other side of the street. PRMS series is located. There you can see the performance of popular idol groups such as Kamen Joshi or Masco Girls. Speaking of idol group, the most famous one is Akihabara is AKB48. For the past dozen years or so, Akihabara is the town where not only items but also idols are produced. The way interesting fans interact their idols with shout and performance become well known and popular otage, as those fans are called idol otaku. So you will enjoy VR experiences at Onode, where we passed by the Chuo Street. Onode is a duty-free store and extraction rate store. Onode is not only in products aimed at visitors from foreign countries, but also from Japan. For example, Japanese traditional craft skill is on the ground floor that introduce Japanese handwork of high quality. No other shops glad to know display many Japanese traditional. I suppose now you feel hungry. Here, please enjoy VR video of 3 restaurants you will pass by later. With VR headset, you can enjoy 360 degrees image as you move your head and eyes in different directions. Please enjoy expensive the visit to the restaurants. It will be spectacular. How was your VR experience and how did you like the 3 restaurants appeared in the VR video? I will give you more details expensive of each restaurant when you pass by them later. The taxi is going toward the back street. Girls in customer often hand out flyers on the street. Please refrain from taking depressed photos of them and avoid posting any photos on SNS if you can see face of pastures of those girls clearly. The next Akihabara food lovers recommendation is Akatsuka. What is your recommendation? The appearance? It looks as if time stopped here for decades, doesn't it? There is such a restaurant with long history in Akihabara town. Akatsuka opened it in 1954 when Japanese people worked hard to rebuild the country after the Second World War. More than 60 years since then, Akatsuka has been loved by local people and watched the change of town. The wooden table and counter of the restaurant has warm esteem and reminds you of good old Japan. Popular menus include miso, taste of chicken, skin, and liver. Grazing of fresh fish is seasons from Toyosu Fish Market. Don't you think it's the best joy to enjoy beautiful and serious Japanese cuisine represent Japanese cleaning seasons with chic? Nowadays, the restaurant has more young ladies and foreign guests in addition to long-time regular guests and often workers of the neighborhood. Please feel the history of Akihabara and Japanese culture at Akatsuka. There is Kodobukiya, one of the top finger and pillar mold makers in Japan. So Super Potato, a well-known retro video game shop in and out of Japan, there are many interesting shops on the back street. The street in front of you is Kanda-myojin Shitasen Street. The street in front of you is Kanda-myojin Shita Street. Can you see a building across the road with a cute pink ribbon and a heart-shaped object? That is the market of At Home Cafe, a well-known and popular men's cafe in Akihabara. Welcomed by Man-san, you enjoy the extraordinary world of getting your object life. Quite similar to Japanese traditional osashiki asobi culture in which you are entered by Michael-san. The taxi takes Chiyo Street. The main street is Akihabara to get to the next restaurant. Softmouth Akiba Professional Computer and the Decide store on your left side. Eastbourne Steel Akiba on the 7th floor. Do you know Eastbourne? Esports is a brand of electric sports and a form of competition using computer games or video games. Esports is not so much familiar in Japan yet. However, its player population is more than 100 million in the world, and in some countries like USA, professional gamers are leading to be professional sports players. On your left side is Jichon store. Jichon is a gaming motion brand Japanese PC Market mousy computer. PC Market was electric a few years ago, but recently it is getting scarce again. One factor is heavy demand for PC with electric space for collaboration meeting, telework, or remote work under the renovation petition. Jichon is a gaming motion brand Japanese PC Market mouse computer. PC Market was locked a few years ago, but recently it is screen again. One factory is having demand for PC with next special meeting, telework, or mail on the screen. This dual street turns into a production product on every Sunday. Many people enjoy walking on the car-free street. In autumn, the leaves of roadside ginkgo trees turn bright yellow and look very beautiful. By the way, one of the reasons why ginkgo is often closest on roadside tree is because it is strong against fire, as its trunk and leaves keep a lot of water. Those roadside ginkgo trees block strong sun of summer season and absorb carbon dioxide and improve the emission and mobile product from fire. Now let me introduce another Akihabara food lovers, Nagomi-do. The third one is Are you on Instagram? Instagram is a free online photo share application and a social network platform used by 1 million people all over the world. Instagram is also popular in Japan with more than 33 million users, and once the Japanese word Instamoe, meaning interesting or perfect photos for Instagram, was in fashion. This Akiba Nagomi-do is internet cafe and being talked about a lot. The cafe is fortunate as it offers about comes books that the guests can read as they like. There are private rooms beside the cafe area, and you can enjoy relaxing time reading manga. Not only that, sugar rooms, renting for the PCS as well as butter transfer and level table. Because of this good service, quite a few people work from Nagomi-do. Let me introduce next Akihabara food lovers recommendation. The fourth restaurant is Gyusha. It is on your right hand side, the opposite side of the road. If you ask the Japanese people which food do you like most, a crazy always among the top is hamburger. Hamburger original came from overseas and evolved in unique within Japan, just like ramen noodle. Today, hamburger is a popular food and loved by people of a wide age group. Hamburger in Japan is so soft that many friends guess oh and ah just after having a bite. Popular good hamburger restaurant in Akihabara is the Gyusha. Hamburger made of 100% beef, including famous Wagyu, is very juicy and has a delicious and soft feel in the mouth. Take one bite and the meat flavors bite soothe your mouth. Please make a choice among 5 different sauces as pepper or garlic. Another popular menu here is curry and rice topped with a popular hamburger. Curry is so service has plenty of beef meat and since sweet is wine and is talked about a lot. Believe or not, the restaurant offers a big size hamburger as heavy as 1 kilo. Why don't you try the heavy hamburger to make a menu in Akihabara? Let me introduce the next Akihabara food lovers recommendation. The fifth restaurant is Bengalu. The previous restaurant Gyosha has a Korean menu, and Bengalu is a Korean special restaurant. Courier also came from overseas and evolved in unique ways in Japan, just like ramen noodle and hamburger. It is common in Japan to have courier with rice, and courier and rice is a regular menu of school lunch in elementary and junior high school, and many Japanese people love it since their children's childhood. Among many courier special restaurants in Akihabara, Bigo boasts the longest history. It opened in 1973. Since then, it has been loved by people in Akihabara for almost 50 years. The on-site that some guests who used to come to Bangalore when they were young often visit the restaurant again with their family. The restaurant has a comfortable atmosphere that makes you feel at home, and young ladies often visit here to enjoy nice Korea in a relaxing space. All Korean menus are cooked here with special Korea powder made by mixing special and herb. Representative menu is filling beef Korea with a chunk of beef meat. Besides that, popular menu include of the beef curd topped with cheese and baked in an oven, vegetable cook with plenty of vegetable in season, which is more than 15 kinds. Let's move on to next Akihabara food lovers recommendation. The sixth shop I introduce is a maid cafe named Honey, appeared in their video. Maid Cafe has enjoyed a high popular among not only Japanese but also foreign people since its birth in 2001 as representation classmate. Honey is a very popular maid cafe with men and women. Even beginners who never been to any maid cafe would enter easy. Actually, there are visitor kinds of maid cafe of different concept and service. Honey's good point is its friendly man who welcome guests with his hospitable and discreet handmade food. Let's move on to next shop of Akihabara food lovers recommendation. The seventh shop I introduced is Railway Train Travelator TGV. Located on the fourth floor of the building on the left-hand side of you. This terminal also appears in their video. It's said that there are about 2 million train berths in Japan. Train system in Japan is very advanced and evolved in unique ways, and trains are always operated very popular. Testo Izaka Reito TGV is a very unique travel with concept of Japanese railway. Menu are also unique. Everything has something to do with railway or train, such as drink of the colors of Shinkansen, burnt train, or decide to stay with remind you burnt red hot cloth and render your plate as well as ice. Trained as well as who aren't so knowledge about railway, both children and adults have happy time in Testo Izagaya or railway. Little TGV families with children often visit here on the weekend. Let me introduce next Akihabara food lovers recommendation. The 8th restaurant is Pizzeria Bar Noga. With its being translated this year, hotels aiming at treasure have been built one after another. Noga Hotel on the left-hand side is also new hotel, built in 2020. A restaurant on the front floor of the hotel is Pizzeria Bar Noga. This special restaurant consists of calm restaurant area and cool bar area, and its high-class atmosphere makes this place to be a chic spot of sugar in transit. If you sat on the terrace on the upper floor, you would be able to enjoy a relaxing time full of exploration. Place feels away from the hustle of life. Fried ham, since and order and hot pizza. If you like, you can use the restaurant for big parties such as wedding after party, as well as farewell or welcome party. The party guests should be so surprised and impressed by the restaurant, as they never expected such a stylish station is in Akihabara. Next, I introduce is a nice shop of Akihabara food lovers recommendation. Kanda Tamagoken, a shop with real sign, located in the depths of a narrow area on your right side. Represent menu is many restaurant in Japan is omelette rice. Ketchup flavored children fried rice is wrapped with thin omelette, or topped with omelette, direct cooked and cut open on the rice. It's very popular from adults to children. You can choose the sauce to pour on your omelette rice. Expensive popular sauces are light taste tomato sauce cooked with white wine, and rich damaged glasses sauce made from beef ginger with red wine. If you choose half and half, you can enjoy two different sauces. They are tasty and you can take them as much as you can eat. that makes your meal well balanced and natural. There are tables on the second floor. I recommend you to come to Tamagoken with your friends or family. The taxi heads for the final stop with the Chiyo Street. After coming back to Chiyo Street, the taxi passes by Don Quixote, a large discount chain store. On the 8th floor of this Don Quixote building is AKB48 Theater. AKB48, a famous brand and national idol, was born in Akihabara and owns the theater to perform. AKB stands for Akihabara. AKB48 changed the previous image of idol with the slogan idols whom you can actually meet. The Don Quixote is looked up on your left side. Now I remember another event that I grabbed you to correctly say. It is Kanda Festival. Have you ever visited Kanda Fair before? Kanda is a Shinto shire with long history as long as 1,300 years and represents a Shinto shire in Tokyo, located in just 10 minutes walking distance from JR Akihabara Station. The shire holds Kanda Fair once every 2 years. Kanda Fair is very famous fair that has been held since the 17th century. Early Edo period. It's one of the 3 major fairs in Japan along with Gion Festival in Kyoto and Denjin Festival in Osaka. It is Akihabara is a such a and developed town with the latest as well as a traditional event which lasts for hundreds of years. The more you visit it and get to know Akihabara, the more you will find the town so interesting. There is a Gundam cafe in the area called Crossfield located in the traveling direction. Do you know the animation Mobile Suit Gundam? The first series was aired in The first series was aired in 1979, growing during the same year when Sony Walkman was released. Since the new series was made one after another to be aired on TV, or created really long-running anime works. From 1928 to 1989, Kanda Vegetable and Fruit Market, the biggest one in Japan, was located around here. After the market moved, this area was rebuilt as an IT hall named Crossfield and opened in 2006. On the right side, under the elevated railway, can you find Gundam Cafe? Next, the first day of Akihabara is sea-based Akioka Metro. This is a commercial factory opened in 2019, which always fills you with new discretion and great buys. The phase 3 also introduced the second base, a camera shop sells many profit cameras and interchangeable lessons. Tokyo Video Games, a cafe and a bar, looks like a project game arcade where you can enjoy playing games and Eroxo. Then please look at the right-hand side. There is the Akihabara branch of Taiko, a Taiko of Japanese drama school of the largest scale in the world. Also, there is Tuki 540. By the way, Akihabara also has an Arctic Center, 3331 Arctic Chiyoda. From here, it is located in front right areas. Sansan 3331 address Chiyoda was opened in 2010, based in the residential junior high school. A former Chiyoda City Public Junior High School, Since then, it has served as both an attractive hub for anyone want to create and express, as well as relaxing space for the company. Finally, I will introduce next Akihabara food lovers recommendation, the dance shop. It is a full due season. It is the full due season. Do you remember that I told you at the beginning of the tour that there was the largest vegetable and fruit market? Count vegetable and fruit market from 1928 to 1989 in Akihabara. At that time, fresh vegetables and fruits gathered to Akihabara from throughout Japan. The shop where the atmosphere of the basket market still remains is full season. When the market was to move, a family-run the wholesale business opened the shop, wishing to keep the place where people can eat a lot of tasty fruits. Fruit season is special. It's very look for fruit parfait. Only fruit parfaits would be able to make this parfait, with more than 10 different kinds of fresh fruits of the season. Carefully select arrange delicately. Females and children as well as mature appreciate in front of this artistic parfait. Another popular menu is sandwich made on homemade classic bake in the shop every morning. Set menu consists of the croissant sandwich, small piece of fruit cut up, drink, and a small size parfait is healthy and natural. Located a little bit side of the center of Akihabara, fruit the season is something like oasis of the town. Please come to the oasis in Akihabara to refresh your body and spirit tired in the hectic city. Now I will finish introduce the 10 nice restaurants of Akihabara food lovers recommendation. Are there any shop you are interested in or you'd like to try? Then I will tell you the origin of the name of Akihabara. Tokyo frequently had flights since Edo period. Nothing had changed even in Meiji period, and there was a terrible fire in 1869. After the fire, the place around here was allowed to be a brick. In the space, a Shindo shelter was built, and the 3 elderly who prevented fire was invited from the emergency place and unsheltered. However, people misunderstood that Akihabara Daigoden, a famous deity who prevented fires, was unsheltered, so people called the shell Akiba-sama and this area Akihabara Golden no Harappa or Akibapara, meaning the field of Akiba Daigogen Shire. Hara in Japanese means field or open space. This is the origin of the name Akihabara. The front left side of you is Yodobashi Camera matching Akiba. Yodobashi Camera is a major Japanese retail chain specially in extra PCS cameras and photographs, and this is the second largest store in Japan after Umeda store in Osaka. There are so many good restaurants I'd like to introduce to you as good foods in Akihabara are very rich. I shall be happy if I could have covered the attraction of the town of Otaku that you didn't. When you visit Akihabara for sightseeing, please enjoy its unique foods and restaurants. After the tour, wait a period if you take a few minutes to fill out of questions before leaving. Thank you very much for joining Akihabara Hybrid Experience Tour.